Hey you guys, how's it going? So basically, um, I'm gonna start creating this spine module, which basically is a combination of IK and FK. Let me show you an example. I had just done some basic research and stuff, and from one rig, characterrigs.com maybe, something like that. I found this spine which I loved. It's a really cool spine. Um, Even if I just select all these and put them in here, can I change the color? No, I can't. So it's alright. So maybe I can just put a Lambert here. Alright. Sorry. So basically, it has this simple FK setup where they have this base. This is hip actually, but yeah, they have this IK as well in between, which moves pretty well. Like if you see just let me show you in the former group, and if I just select these and the deformer shift I, so if you see this flow is very nice, and like I kind of like it. It's I think it's motion path. I haven't seen the setup, to be honest. I just like the this thing, the functionality of it. Plus, if you see this, if you move this works pretty well, to be honest. And I have this curve, have these secondary tweakers. The best thing is this, to be honest. You cannot see this, but this is a breathing control, which is super nice. I'm not sure what this is, but that's alright. So I kind of thought of something similar. Let me start with creating an FK chain. Alright. Okay, so as you can see, this is just the FK module which we created in the last couple of videos, and I just created a wrapper kind of script right now, but let me show you. Let me show you until here maybe, or let's do everything. From here to here. So basically what I did was I left one control for this thing, chest, because above chest we don't want, like between the last control of the, like where the ribs start, or probably like so basically until here we can have the spine, and above that we can have our this thing, one control which will not, so can we copy and paste the image here? I don't think so, right? Yeah, it's alright. There is a capture tool maybe here, web capture. Let me put this image in new tab. Alright, so like have spine joints here, whatever we need, and from like almost here we don't want this place to be like really deformable, so we're just gonna have one control here at the top one which will move all this. Right, so let's close this. Don't want to save this bad drawing. Let's come back here. So I'll just tell you what's in the script right now. I just did a small test and stuff, nothing big. We'll write it from start. So I just took two nodes. This is our first guide and the last guide, last year, this one, the ones which I wanted to build this plane between, right? Then I have this count number of controllers, then the joints, then I got the distance between both of these, then I created a NURBS plane, and this shape, then it is just placing the surface between those controls, then just freezing transforms, then creating the UV pin node. So the best thing, if you have been using follicles for a long time, you know that you have to create separate follicles for each this thing, right? But so for example, I wanted 8 controls between this, right? So to have these controls, I would have to had 7 follicles and then connect the whatnot. But for UV pin, the best thing is that we don't need all that. We can just have one node which will have coordinates, and which will, like, from the deform geometry, it will pass the matrix which we can use to transform these controls. So I'll just show you in a second. Created this UV pin whatnot, these controls here, and then I created a skin plane. So basically, my default skin, I just need this, let me show you. I just need this hard skin, which I cannot do on this, because I want a 3D plane, like 3-dimensional plane. If I do that, that will have issues. So I just created one basic plane with the same details whatnot, and placed it between there, and I have added a skin cluster. So now I just have to copy this from this. So hey, what happened to my copy? To be honest, I can use my script, right? Skin. Did it work? But it didn't copy the skin actually. All those scripts are for Maya 2020. I haven't updated any of them. So I just copied the skin from this plane, the plane we created, this one, to our NURBS plane, because like I want a 3-dimensional plane and I cannot have hard lines when I rotate these things. I had to create that, like these smooth fall-offs I need for that. So yeah, basically that, and we'll delete it after that. So now we kind of have these controls. I also tested it out with the guides and it's working fine. We have these controls now, which we can just rotate and whatnot, and we will have some IKs as well in between. These are just the joints right now of which comes with this FK, which I'm using right now, but we will have controls here. And one other thing which I'm thinking is each IK which we are gonna use here, right, we should have, does this have a parent constraint or anything like that? Probably not, but let me zero this out for a second. So what I'm saying is parent constraint. Alright, so when we move this one, that does move with it, but like when I move this, I should remove its offset parent matrix, sorry. Alrighty, so let's see, yeah, you see this straight line, that's what I need. So the thing which we did with this one, I'll do the same with this as well. What is the parent constraint? And then this. So when I move this, something like that. So if for example, if I'm moving this to, it's best explained in this thing, three joints maybe, one, yeah, or this should be lesser than that or something like that. So basically just have a straight line and not a curve. When the IKs are moved in the sideways, have a straight line, but when rotated, this has a proper curvature. Similarly for this one as well. This one is fine. This one is just the base, so yeah. And for like we have these controls in between, which we have UV print. We'll create joints in that and like skin those joints instead of using the joints with our FK chain. The other thing would be like probably we can use some stuff from FK, but yeah. Sorry guys. So so that's how I'm thinking about I'm creating this spine module. Feel like this is too much, maybe like reduce it a little bit. Still like 0.5 maybe, not even 0.5 probably. When you move it like that, should not have that much influence, but yeah. What about this one? When you move it like this, yeah, this should have like a bit less influence. Straight up. 4. So I'll give this spaces on each IK control, so that will also determine our this thing, right? All right, we can probably start skinning, or not skinning, not in my right mind right now. Where was all this? Was